verse 13, most important. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Yes. The greatest of these is love. Yes. Just from that powerful 13 verses, I'm going to use the subject, the greatest love of all. The greatest love of all. Pray with me. Father, right now in the name of Jesus, we desire your mercy, we desire your spirit. So right now, would you release that into us, that we may be blessed and you'll get the glory. For these and other blessings we ask in our precious Son Jesus. Amen. 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 The greatest love of all. Look over at the person beside you and tell them, I got the greatest love of all.
I got the greatest love of all.
Y'all ain't saying it loud enough for me to say it. I
got the greatest love of all.
In Jesus Christ.
In Jesus Christ.
Say it one more time. I got
the greatest love of all. In Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Y'all woke up for me. Woke up for me. Love is a powerful thing. There are more love songs that have been written about love than most topics. Most people deal with love according to a feeling. The Bible teaches us that we should grow up in faith. You know that old saying that faith is the substance, things hoped for, but you can never see them. Something about faith, you have to activate it in a way that you really believe it's going to happen. Yes. But when we deal with faith, faith has a tendency to run out sometimes. I don't know if I'm talking to anybody in here, but every now and then my faith gets a little broken. I mean, I don't have to, you don't have to jump up and shout, but can I see the hands of anybody in here that every now and then your faith goes out the window? When you get around folk, they get around you and they make you throw your faith out the window. Old man used to say it like this: I'm going to put my faith on the shelf for a little while, then I'm going to come back and get it because I got to get out my faith just for a few minutes. But a lot of times when we operate in faith, it gets us to a place where we truly have to believe that it will happen. And then after faith that has to play out in our life, we have to have that hope that the Bible talks about. The Bible talks about having faith, and then the Bible talks about having hope. Has anybody in here got hope for tomorrow? I mean, all I got is hope, because sometimes I don't have any money in my pocket, but I hope for some. Sometimes I don't have all the food that I want, but I hope for some. Like this day, I didn't cook chicken, but I hope for some chicken. Anybody cook chicken in here today? No, everybody ain't shaking no, but I can hope for no chicken from the church. But hoping, he's going left and right. Hoping, Miss Lee will say, I can always go down to exit 28 if I'm hoping for some chicken. But hoping, they close it. I'm hoping for chicken and more. That's what hope is. Y'all laughing about it, but that's exactly what hope is. Hope guarantees you nothing. You understand that? Hope is exactly what it is. And faith is the same thing, because faith, you got to add something to it. Because if you got out of bed this morning just with your faith, you might as well get back in. And if you got out of bed just with your hope this morning, you also need to get back in, because what you're hoping for might not be there. Because y'all just told me I was hoping to go to exit 28, but I can't go to exit 28. See how hope works in your life? Sometimes we can have faith, but that's not enough. Sometimes we can have hope, but that's not enough. And I know a lot of church folk believe that they can make it on faith alone. You believe that because you are a child of God, because you go to Sunday school, because you give your 10%, your 5, but whatever it is that you're living on when it comes to faith, my dear brothers and sisters, I want to let you know that there's going to come a point where it runs completely out. And there's going to be a point in your life where you cannot depend on hope at all.
Yes.
You can look over at your spouse and ask them for some hope, and they'll say no. You can look over at a friend and ask for hope, and they'll say no. You can look over at a choir member and ask for hope, and they'll tell you no. But as we talk about what Paul was teaching, I begin to believe that Paul had to go through some things before he understood what love really meant. And a lot of us, we loosely use the word love. A lot of times we can just throw the word love around and not even have a meaning or a feeling to it. Because when I deal with love, I understand that I can deal with love in 3 different ways. I can deal with love in a way that I'm passionate about you. I love you. I care about you. I want to hold you. I want to squeeze you. And even in a sexual type way. That type of love. But then there also can be a casual love. Kind of love that suggests that we are really affectionate for one another. But it's only a good friendship.
Yes.
A lot of times that we describe that love as a love called philos. And every time we find ourselves in that physical love I talked about, that's eros, that kind that we want to touch somebody and we want to be with our mates, we want to be with our spouses. That's the love of eros right there. But then there's that one most important love. You can have this love all by itself. You don't need to be with nobody else to have that most important love. And that most important love is called agape love. Somebody say agape love. Agape love means that there is nothing that you won't do for a person. That agape love expresses itself in a way that you are willing to go through hills and hell water for that person. Amen. Paul's description of love is really short, but it's powerful because love is always the best option in your life. Before you can understand what love is, you have to understand what love is not. Because we understand that love suffers for a long time. And love never gives in. Love never throws in the towel. So that's why when your children are getting on your nerves and your spouse is getting on your nerves, you can't throw in the towel because you love them. Sometimes you can look your children in the face and say, I love you, but easy to get on out of my face just for a few minutes, but I still love you. Love does not envy one another. How can we say that we love our brothers and sisters and all we want to do is envy what they have and we want to see them fall? That's not what love is about. And then the Bible talks about love never being provoked. I don't know about you, but I have to every now and then push back on the Bible. Because the only way that love really affects you is that you have feelings. And you cannot be hurt or provoked by somebody if you really don't love them. Because a lot of times we get caught up in with people messing with our feelings and they care nothing about us. If anybody's going to hurt my feelings and make me cry, it has to be somebody who really loves me. Because I'm not going to take anybody hurting my feelings, because everybody don't love you, and folk will make you cry regardless of how much you let them know it hurts. Yes. Love does not rejoice in iniquities. A lot of times we see people falling into hard times. We see people having situations and issues, and we want to be the first one to laugh, or we want to get on our phones and tell somebody, you know, so-and-so is going through something. You know, I told you they were going to do it. I don't know why they keep on messing with him anyway. I don't know why they keep on going over to that church. They don't really love over that church the way they're supposed to. Love does not rejoice in iniquities, but it rejoices in truth. You know, when somebody can tell you the truth, no matter what, it hurts, but sometimes tough love is the best love. When you're going through something, you don't want everybody to just pat you on the back and you know you're down and out. You want a few people to lift you up every now and then just because they love you, not just because it's the thing to do. Finally, brothers and sisters, love endures all things. I don't know who I'm talking to in here, but somebody right now needs a hug. Somebody in this room has been dealing with something, and love is the only thing that will move in your life and fix it. Right now, even when we think about this world and what's going on and how the president has spent things this way and how the White House has spent things another way, it is incredible for us to have love in our hearts for people who don't seem to love us. But the Bible teaches us no matter what you do, no matter how many protests you go to, no matter how many things and situations you stand up for, the greatest of all the things that you'll ever do is love. No matter what you say, no matter how much you prove to somebody that you are the one, the greatest thing that you can do for them is love them. Because the greatest aspect that Jesus showed was love. And when I think about love, it had to be that love that God decided to send His only begotten Son. Because love goes deeper than just words. Because God put into play a long time ago when He realized that all of us in this building were going to be needing some type of love that we were not going to be able to get from our family members. We were going to need a love that we were not able to get from our brothers or our cousins or our friends. We were going to need a love that we were not going to be able to get from that old preacher. We're going to need a love that we're not able to get from that old trustee at the church. We're going to need a love that we're not able to get from the people that we hang around and be with every day. But when I think about a real love, when I think about the greatest love of all, that said that Jesus, He came because of love. God sent His only begotten Son, not just because He didn't have anything to do, but He sent His only begotten Son just because He loved us. And because He loved us, we're able to love on one another. Could you just look over at somebody beside you and tell them, I love you, and you can't do nothing about it. Tell them, I love you. Say it loud. Say, I love you. And you can't do nothing about it. Say, I love you. And you can't do nothing about it. Because I got the greatest love. That love that God gave me when I didn't deserve it. That love that God gave me when everybody threw me away. That love that God gave me when I was walking in the mud. That love that God gave me when I didn't come home last night. That love that God gave me when I was messing with somebody else's property. That love that God gave me when I know that I messed up. That love that God gave me even in my life. That love that God gave me even when I was messing up. That love that God gave me, nobody can give it. The greatest love of all is from the Lord. So the greatest of these, Paul chalked it up. Most of us got a love song in our hearts. Some of us can remember when we first fell in love. Matter of fact, some of us have been in love a time or two. And we're still looking for love in the wrong places. But Reeves, I want to tell you something. That no matter what words you ever hear, no matter whether you hear He's a healer, no matter whether you hear He's a Maywaker, no matter what, God, the greatest gift that He ever gave you was love. Because nobody in here should be thinking that you got it all together. denied somebody love just because you could. But when I think about love, true love puts up with people that you normally wouldn't deal with. Reason we got to start learning to love one another. Folk have been doing a lot of shouting. Folk have been doing a lot of loud singing. But what about the love? I think I asked you the question a long time ago. You used to love. What happened to the love? Yeah, we might have picked cotton, but guess what? We picked it together side by side in love. Yeah, we might have been denied some stuff. But do you know how we got over? Was love. And as I say now that we have this faith, we have this hope. We can have faith that the children will stop shooting one another. We can have faith that the enemy will leave us alone and won't keep on destroying homes and churches and schools. We can have this hope that all those things will happen. But unless we operate in the greatest of these three, unless we operate in the greatest of these three, then there's nothing going to happen. The Bible says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man or a woman, I was able to put away some childish things. For now that I can see a little bit clearer, now I can see in the mirror just dimly. But then I can see myself in there face to face. I used to know, but now I know in part. But then I shall know just as I am to the Lord. Because he said, abide in faith. And faith will be all right. But that's not enough. He said, abide in hope. Hope will be all right, but that's not enough. But he said, there's a third one that we all need to work on, abiding in. He said there's faith, hope, and love. But of these three, the greatest is love. Does anybody in here know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that love that'll get you through the midnight hour when the tears won't stop falling. I'm talking about that love when you're having a bad day. Somebody can call you with love on their mind and everything will be all right. I'm talking about that love in the church that will move the church forward and not set the church backwards. I'm talking about that love that will fix your household, make your children and the mother and the father love one another. I'm talking about the kind of love that we can take back to the streets and tell the devil to get out of here because now we're about to love on our children. I'm talking about that kind of love when you see somebody on the streets, you can wave your hands instead of rolling your eyes. I'm talking about the kind of love that'll move us from down low to way up here. Does anybody in here got that kind of love in their heart? If you don't got it, do you want it? Somebody say, I want love. I want love. The greatest is love. Stand to your feet. From here on out. I want you to ask yourself a question. Do I really love? Now I'm about to shock your system and your spirit. And maybe I shouldn't do this, but I got to be transparent with me first. I've had a problem with loving people. See, in my life, I've been let down a few times. I mean it. So as we open the doors of the church, our first concentration is salvation. But when we give in to salvation, we give in to love. You can't be saved and say you don't love people. I might not like everything that you do, but I won't leave you on the side of the street in the rain. I won't leave you without having a meal if you're home. Even my worst enemy, I'll give him a piece of my chicken. So first call is for salvation. I'm talking real church now. I see we get preached to a whole lot, but we forget about preaching is one thing. But life is something else. I can preach all day, but if you ain't living it and walking in it, you find you something else to do. First call is salvation. And I want you to know that being saved means that you got to add some more people to your love list. Not somebody you just want to go to bed with, but somebody that you find cute and attractive. You got to find some other people to be in love with. That person on your job that hates you, guess what? You got to love them. You might have to go on the other side of the room, but guess what? That's what you got to do. You ain't got to be close. And mean it. I hope your family's doing well. That type of thing. I ain't got to hate nobody. That's that first call of salvation. So think about it. If you say, guess what? Let me see your love list. Second call is for membership. Now you can go to any church you want to. You can go to that church, 1,000 people, instruments. But if you ain't got love, we don't want you to preach. Just keep on going. There's another church where they ain't loving on you at. So that second call is for membership with love. And the third call is for prayer. And I'm not going to even get into anything. I'm going to let you pray for yourself. Ask God what you want Him to tell you. First call, salvation. In love. I'm saved in love. Second call is membership. I'm a member of Reeds in love. Third call is your personal prayer. Salvation. Membership will take over. Your prayer, you're on your own. Because if I pray for you, I may not say the right thing. Will there be one? Salvation in love. Amen. Salvation in love. Now we want you to join salvation in love. Second call is for membership. Yes. Anybody want to join this great house? It's pretty. It's pretty. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. Third call is for prayer. You may have your seats. You may have your seats. But it wouldn't be right if I just didn't say a word concerning love and run into our communion. All hearts and minds are clear. When I say clear, I want you to clear that out. Clear that hatred out for a minute. Act just like a baby. I saw two children playing on yesterday. One black, one white. And I don't believe these children have ever seen each other's face before. But do you know what they started doing? They started playing, hugging together. And I just looked back and I said, oh, that's what love must look like. When I can walk up to you and I ain't got to start judging you by the color of your skin. I don't have to start judging you by what you don't have or what you do have. That's the greatest love. God to forgive you even right now. God, I pray right now in this building, there's some brokenness due to love being thrown around and hurt. But God, I need you right now to rebuild the love at this church. God, we have all the monies and finances that we may need for this moment, God. We paid all our bills, God. Right now, God, I need you to fill this place with love, God. Right now, God, send some loving hearts to this place that somebody in here will love a little bit different than they did 5 years ago. Somebody may say, guess what? Let bygones be bygones, because the only way I can get to God is through loving you. So right now, send some love down, God. Send through the front door, the back door, every door. Send up through the floor, send from the ceiling. Send through the windows, God. Every heart in the building touched with a finger of love. So that when they leave here, something warm and fuzzy will be on the inside. Something different than they came with. So right now, in the name of Jesus, God, touch every pew, every heart. Right now, in the name of Jesus, God, somebody's moving. Something's moving in this building. I feel love coming up right now. We're going to get it done together, God. In the name of Jesus, God. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. And amen. 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 If our deaconess will come and we'll move right into, I forgot